More shotguns! Cyberpunk 2077. This is it, the final game of the all FPS Shotgun series as promised, and it's a big one, 8 shotguns with an extra 4 iconic variants. I will be doing one last catch-up episode after this video to include a few shotguns I've missed. And a quick shout out to the good people over at DreadXP who recently interviewed Guns and Games where we talked about the channel's roots, good FPS design, and the challenges involved in capturing what has now become 400 shotguns, coinciding with the completion of this series. Link in the description below. The DB4 Igla is your first standard shotgun and a very good baseline to set. Very slick looking and no nonsense tight spread. Doesn't excite too much, but its animation is excellent with single loading shells too, and a wonderfully high def sound.
Come out with your hands!
All the shotguns in Cyberpunk animate and sound excellent in fact. They did a really good job in those departments across the board. That is, when they don't glitch out on occasion. What I don't like is we still see the same lazy ragdoll physics replacing bespoke death animation cycles, as well as the ability for combat with critically damaged enemies. Yes, it's great seeing half a leg getting blown off, but then watching the enemy slump over like an emotionless plank completely dilutes the immersion. There's so much more that can be done with a decent team of animators, which these devs clearly have, but still the big budget game studios choose the laziest option. The Sovereign is an iconic variant of the Igla that can be crafted and is unique in its classy default skin and the ability to fire both barrels when aiming down sights, but I would have much preferred it as a simple alt-fire option at any time. When aiming down sights, I'm going for precision, not the increased spread of a double shot. It's a poorly thought out design choice. The Igla and its variants share the same score. The Crusher is underwhelming, doesn't seem to bother enemies half the time, like it's firing plastic BBs or something. As an auto shotgun, it's pretty slow firing, so it's not going to be tearing the place up as I'd have hoped. And then we have the enemies sometimes flinching, sometimes not, some take 4 shots to knock down, some 2. It's frustratingly erratic in its impacts on enemies, and probably the most annoying shotgun in the game for this reason.
Santa muerte! Drop your weapon!
The DB2 Satara is an awesome techie charge-up shotgun. This gun gets the full impact score as that charge-up shot obliterates your enemies most of the time, allowing you to really feel the sheer power this awesome shotgun design offers.
Eyes where your dick's pointing, pretty.
You'll see much more geometric destruction with this, and the ragdolls are appropriately used here as you would not expect anyone to survive for a second after taking a full charge blast.
Take their position! Close the face!
It fires through enemies and walls for that matter too, so you can really multiply the damage down corridors. I particularly love how it looks and sounds, a real showcase for this game and a rare piece of unique shotgun weapon design. Finally, everything seems to click the right way for this gun and is a worthy 10 out of 10. A good old tube-fed pump-action shotgun for us here, always nice to have and feels good to shoot, even in this cyberpunk nightmare future.
They spotted us!
It's functionally doing everything that Igla does without as much reloading, but happily maintains the same level of audio and visual impact that can sometimes be lost compared to a double barrel. There's an iconic variant too, but I couldn't even tell the difference when playing with it, other than massively reduced cartridge capacity. It does have a much wider spread, similar to the Satara. But that's how much of a mixed bag this game is when a weapon's official iconic variant has not much new to show and feels like a downgrade. The DB4 Palica is a smart shotgun, which translates in this game as a very pretty yet useless piece of junk. You can find a few FPS games with homing projectiles like this, but never from a shotgun, so kudos for at least delivering a fresh new toy for us to play with. Problem is, these projectiles move way too slowly and have such a small impact when they do hit more often than not. It completely guts out the shotgun experience. No immediacy or hard-hitting impact. That delay from the trigger pull to the projectiles actually moving is so clunky too. If they had made enemies flee from the projectiles when locked on or in flight, that would have elevated the situation to something more engaging and tactical. But this is 2020. We've long left innovative enemy behaviours behind in favour of health bars and ragdolls, it seems. Here we go with another smart shotgun, albeit with double the capacity and new model design. It's the same story however as the Palica, it's all looks and no substance, and they both get the same score. But wait, there's more. The Chong is an explosive variant of the Zhuo, practically a homing multi-missile launcher now. Is this even a shotgun anymore? I think the devs must have noticed this was a weak shotgun type in the game, so they made this powerful variant to realise its full potential. I'm glad they did, as I had a lot of fun with this one, and it completely erases all memory of the previous two smart shotguns in the game. Well played. So, we have a shotgun that only fires both barrels at once. Between this and the single barrel firing Igla, we have a very good shotgun, but for whatever reason, they remain in isolation, and it's to the detriment of this game's gunplay.
This ain't my lucky day.
This entire gun is another FPS game's alt-fire key.
Clean up Night City!
It's here though, and it's fine. Quick note on the precision rifle, here's how it fires. Looks a lot like a shotgun pattern, but seeing as it's intended as a, well, precision rifle with a sniping charge-up shot that's pinpoint accurate, I won't include it in this series. Love that animated model though. Oh, so satisfying to shoot and kill. Looks absolutely mean and gives a big sense of power when firing. The sound this thing makes is phenomenal too.
He's chipped!
It does have the unintended effect of amplifying the immersion breaking problem of bullet sponge enemies not reacting when taking the full force of this shot, however. But when it works, it's very satisfying, so a mixed bag in that respect. The Mox iconic variant has a huge kick and reduced spread when aiming down sights. Take note, Sovereign. It's pretty cool. You'll get an almighty sense of power and weight, but it's not one to use all the time, as you'll probably get a headache with the added screen shudder. Still, nice to have this variant of the Carnage shotgun, with both earning a very respectable 8 out of 10. Please consider supporting on Patreon. I love it!